Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, get to talk about Stray Kids with my friend Tom. Tom, how you doing?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, we did that voice. I'm not going to do it again, but I almost slipped into it, and I was like, no, I think better. I'm not going to go, how you doing? Because we did that just like in the episode I listened to. Yeah, so, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. Ask me how I'm doing again.
Okay, how are you doing, Tom?
Oh my god, I am fantastic. How are you doing, Phil?
Well, okay, all right. I don't think when they said you don't sound like it. We talked about this before we recorded that like it was like rough, like because you had to socialize with so many people. Because I know you're like interviewing people essentially to like and trying to interact with them for raiding and stuff, because you don't want to raid with a shithead, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but that also means that you have to actually talk to them to like figure it out. So it's tough. You know me, I wouldn't fucking do that. I just wouldn't do that. That would not be a thing I would do. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a combination of things. I don't know. You know, I have stress in real life, and I'm also trying to, like you said, we're playing World of Warcraft again. New expansion's out. We're raiding. I'm the guild leader, so I have to do the guild leader thing. I'm also the raid leader, so I have to do the raid leader thing. I'm also the main tank, so I have to do the main tank thing. And I'm also doing keys all the time. And it's just, I have to talk to too many people, and too many people like to talk to me, and I don't want to do it all the time.
Man, you're such a good guy.
I am a good guy, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I don't know. I couldn't. There's no way I could handle it. I know you always put it on yourself to like be the guy. I don't know how you always get into that position, but like even in not in video games, every friend group we've ever had, you're always the glue. Like, so if something happens where like you have to leave, you're on vacation, whatever, you're in basic training, nobody in that group talks to each other until you come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's got to be a burden at times. Like,
yeah. Anna's kind of summing it up well, right? Like that. I don't know, maybe it's like a control freak thing, I guess. Like if I care enough that I want it done in a particular way, like I am 100% making sure that it gets done that way, even if it means I have to do it myself, you know? So, you know, but at work, I have been like dialing it back a bit because like, well, I transfer soon, but also, you know, I mean, that's a huge part of it, but also like, because there's new techs that are like taking over my responsibilities. If I see them fuck up, I'm not immediately like, okay, stop what you're doing. I'll just fucking do it because clearly you're an idiot. You know,
right.
I just kind of like, I watch it happen and I'm like, you know what? I don't fucking care. Like, you know?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah, that's the way you should feel. And honestly, I think that's probably the best thing you can do for the ship, right? Because like, you're not going to be there to fix their fuck up. So if they're going to fuck something up and just let it fuck up, then they're going to have to be the ones to fix it later. Yeah. So yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Like, like even more so than just the glib, like, you know, like saying, oh yeah, well, you know, fuck it, I'm leaving anyway. Like, no, like I think it's good. It's good for them to know. I don't know.
Right. I'm very. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was having a conversation with Jeanette like right before we started to record of how like I don't give a shit like work wise. Like she was like, oh, you know, if something comes up and we want to record on a day like in a couple weeks or whatever, in like a week and a half or something, would you be able to take off? Would that be okay for you to take a day off from work? And I said, I literally don't give a fuck. I would take the day off. Nobody's gonna tell me no.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Fuck that. Like I don't ask permission. Are you kidding me? Like, the only people I check in with are the people that I directly work with, because like, if I'm not there, then they have more work to do. That's just like the nature of my actual like day job.
Right.
So like, they're the ones I check in with. My boss is just going to approve it when I say I'm putting in time, so it doesn't matter. And so I was just like, yeah, no, I don't fucking care what anybody thinks. Doesn't matter what day it is, whatever. If I need to take a day off, I'll just take the day.
Right.
So it's how it is. Like, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
But,
well, the big thing for me is that like, I'm hands off with it. I don't volunteer for anything anymore. I'm not putting myself out there to take on the responsibility, because they need to be the ones that are doing that, right? Like these junior techs that are going to be the work center when I leave, they need to like understand that they're the guys, right? When I leave, no one, like, you're not going to have me step up and say, oh, okay, this could potentially be a huge problem, I'll take care of it because I know what to do. Nope. That's you. You're gonna do that. Yeah. They're gonna have while I'm here, I'm gonna go sit in my cozy little corner. I'm gonna read my book. And if you if you for real can't figure it out, or you need help, then you come get me. Other than that, no, I'm sitting back. Yeah.
Is that are any of those people the people that you were like, do not play Christmas music on my speaker and ever again? Or is it one of those people? Or
yes. Yeah. Did we talk? Did we talk about this?
I don't think we talked. No, I don't think we did. I think it was just something that we talked about. If you want to tell the story, I don't know.
I won't
you don't have to tell all the details.
I won't say everything. Just like okay. It's funny because I went back and I listened to the Christmas Evil episode because I haven't listened to like the past, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes that we've put out. So I went back and I was like, trying to catch up, and I listened to that one, and in the episode I talk about how like I don't really like Christmas music, and that was surprising to me because it felt like deja vu, because like I had gone over this with a few other people since then, and I'm just like, oh, I've been saying this.
Yeah. Like, it's not a new thing,
right? It's not a new thing, and so I mean, the thing is, I just don't. There's some. Oh, I even said in the episode, right? The exception is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, right? And
what's fucked up? I don't want to interrupt your story, but like, the kids are in like the Christmas mood where it's only a week. We're recording now, a week from Christmas, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get the fucking Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and I'm gonna put that shit on. The video, like, and I was like, I'm gonna get this thing. You can't get it. It's not streaming.
What?
Like, and I was like, let me find a Blu-ray of it. They don't have it on Blu-ray. It's only on DVD. And I'm like, excuse me, what the literal fuck? And I couldn't, there's even other places you can search for it that didn't have it. And I'm like, how could that? It seems like a big problem. Like, it's like their thing, right? Like, I don't know. I thought it was really wacky, and I was just like, I don't know. I need to like figure out how to get a hold of it, because I want the kids to see it with the Ozzy Davis and everything. Like, come on, I want to see it. Anyway,
they do have like a 24/7 live stream on YouTube of their music. So I put that on for a little bit. Because I was talking to Anna about it, like after the incident, that I messaged you about, my petty revenge. Fuck it, I'll tell the story. You know what? I don't give a shit.
Okay, all right.
If people from work are listening to this, whatever, they might laugh, they might not. I don't know. Maybe they'll think that I'm a Grinch, but I don't give a fuck. All right, whatever.
I've watched like 2 different versions of the Grinch like 6 times this week, so it's all good.
So. We did a white elephant, which, if anyone is unfamiliar with what white elephant is, it's like everyone gets a gift. There's usually like $1 limit. Ours was $25. So you set a limit, you buy a gift, and everyone brings it in, and then you kind of like pick numbers, whatever. Everyone picks a gift and you can like steal gifts and whatever. It's just like a fun little way to like exchange little presents with your colleagues or whoever you're doing it with. Anyway, so we did a white elephant. And as everyone may be aware, like I have a speaker. I have this big ass speaker in the office, and my office is the one that just happens to get used by everyone. Like that's where all of our meetings take place and everything. Like that's just where everyone ends up, unfortunately.
Sure.
And so I have this big speaker in there, and I don't mind other people using it. And if I'm not using it, it's whatever. But there, like a couple times, one of the guys who is in my work center put on Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas."
Oh God.
Which I hate. Like, I'm not really a big fan of Christmas music, and I especially don't like that song. And so he plays it, and I was like, no, we're not playing Christmas music. Sorry, I'm not a fan of Christmas music. We're not going to play it. And so like I made him turn it off, and then like I don't know, a week later he played it again, and I was like,
oh my God.
I was sitting.
Is this what he played the same song again?
The same song, yeah.
Okay.
It must be like a playlist that he has, because it starts with that one, right? And then and then it started playing some crazy loud version of Jingle Bells or whatever, and I just walked over the speaker and turned it off. I was like, nope. And then on this day, the day we did White Elephant, I was like sitting in the front of the office, so like in the speaker and where everyone hangs out is in the back. So everyone's back there just doing whatever, and I'm sitting up at the front, like I was probably on the computer like doing something, and I hear the speaker turn on, because it does this, like it goes like it like does this noise, so like everyone knows when the speaker is being turned on. So I hear that and I'm like, oh my, here we fucking go again. But he starts playing this, like, I guess you could call it rap, I don't know, it was awful, and it starts going into like this like really weird tirade just full of F and N bombs, and like right when all the leadership were coming in. So I like went to the back and I was like, whoever's playing music, if that's what you can call this, turn it off right now. And he was like, okay. And so he switched it to Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas." God. And I was like, no fucking Christmas music. And he looks at me and he's like, but we're doing White Elephant. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear Christmas music. Like, I don't understand what is so hard to understand about this concept. It's my fucking speaker. I don't like Christmas music. Turn it off. And he goes, okay, just one, please, just one. And I was like, all right, you can play one song, and that will be the last song you ever fucking play on that speaker. Okay. And he's like, okay.
What did he pick? This is important.
Yeah. He's like, okay.
What song?
So he plays it.
Okay.
And then he turned it off. And everyone's all mad at me because I turned off the Christmas music. And I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
I don't.
Right.
Okay.
Multiple times. If it were like the first time that I ever brought it up, fine. I understand. But this is like the third or fourth time that I've been like, hey, I don't like Christmas music. If you guys want to listen to it, by all means, put in earbuds, listen to it. But not like, don't make it loud. Yeah. And especially when like, do what you want. Listen to Christmas music. But if you're using somebody else's property to do something and they've specifically told you not to do that with their property, it doesn't matter the context of Christmas or White Elephant or whatever the fuck. That's not okay, right? I mean, am I wrong in that regard?
No, 100%. Yeah, it's your speaker. Right. Like, you get to choose what goes on.
Exactly.
Like, that's just, yeah. But
anyway, you're gonna leave the Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
Anyway,
so So this guy, the guy that likes to play Christmas music, and myself are part of. I'll just shorten it and I'll say it's the LRT, right? So we're the only two people in our work center that are officially on LRT, which is just a group of people that have to respond in a specific type of casualty event during scenarios that we run. Okay, so we're running scenarios. Now, he's talked to me. He talked to me beforehand because the ship wanted to run a scenario that required the LRT on the day that he started leave. And he was like, "Hey, can you make sure that you're, there on the ship, like at this time so that you can respond to LRT and I can take off early." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. No problem. Like whatever. All good." This is before the, incessantly playing Mariah Carey music. And so I was like, yeah, cool. Sounds good. But then for the past few days, I had noticed that I've been running low on my medication. And so I was like, I really need to before everyone starts taking leave for the holidays and whatnot, I need to get a new prescription in and go pick it up. So I went to So this day rolls around. This is after what? No, this is the day after the white elephant incident.
Okay. Yeah. And,
the incident. There was a Christmas party the day of the white elephant. And so he went to that. I didn't. And whoever went to the Christmas party got to come in late the next day. So he comes in around 11:30. We do an all hands call at 12. And so 12:30 rolls around and everyone who's about to go on leave, technically their leave doesn't start till 16, but nobody's keeping track. Right. So he's rearing up ready to go. But earlier that day, he hadn't come in yet. I went and talked to medical and I was like, "Hey, I need to get in contact with my doctor and get a prescription in. And so I can go pick it up, before everyone starts leaving." And so they sent it through and whatnot. And then I went and talked to my chief and I was like, "Hey, I need to go pick up my prescription. So I'm going to take off after the all hands call." And he was like, "Yeah, cool." And I was like, "But they still need somebody here for LRT. So, the other guy is going to take it." And he's like, "Cool. Sounds good." So he comes in late, which is fine, right? He was allowed to do that.
Sure.
Comes in late.
Yeah.
And then we go to the all hands call. And then right as we're leaving, he goes, "All right." Or right as we're leaving the all hands call, he's like, "All right, I'm taking off." And I was like, "Actually, you need to stay here and do LRT because I have to leave." And the look on his face just gave me so much fucking satisfaction. I feel awful, but I don't,
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't know.
Fucking play Mariah Carey.
I feel like when you had originally told me the story, it seemed like so much more malicious. And I think in the moment it probably felt that way. But hearing the full thing laid out like this, I'm like, you had when you had messaged it to me, it sounded like you decided to pick up your medication because you wanted to fuck this guy over.
No,
but instead it's it just kind of happened that way.
Yeah.
And it's and it just happened to be like, "This is what you get from Mariah Carey."
Yeah.
So it's not so bad. It could be worse.
I mean, I could have been instead of that, I could have been like, "Hey, I'm going to come in late tomorrow so I can go to the pharmacy, in the morning." I could have done that, but I was like, "No. I want my medication today."
Did you go home after that, or did you come back to work?
I went to the pharmacy, which took forever. I was there for 2 hours, and then I went home.
Jesus, what? 2 hours? Yeah, you better go home after that. I thought you're picking up a prescription. I figured you'd show up 5 minutes and then go back or something. But
no,
2 hours.
The pharmacy.
Fuck that.
It's for the entire base and basin. So we're talking, whatever, fucking all the buildings and everyone there, and all of the ships that are moored, which is I don't know, there's 8 or 9 ships. So we're talking at minimum just ship wide, I don't know, 5,000 people, and then plus everyone that actually works on the base. All of them go through that one pharmacy. So yeah, it can take a while.
Jesus, that sucks.
Yeah,
they should get more pharmacists. like if the wait is 2 hours, that's bad. Like,
yeah, it's whatever. I was just playing on my phone.
I guess so, but I don't know. I think
I sure shit wasn't at work.
Well, that's true. Yeah, right. Like, but yeah, I guess that's kind of my point is like, there's an argument to be made that like, it should be more efficient so people could be back at work, right?
It should,
like,
yeah, you'd think.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I heard.
Well, fuck that guy.
I heard later on also. I don't even think he stuck around.
Oh well, I guess it all works out then.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but one thing that I know for sure is that I've been noticing it with these new guys. I feel like they get too comfortable too fast. You know what I mean? Like, like me and some of the other guys who have been around for a while, we do certain things that maybe we're not supposed to, but we can, like, we get to be that way because we've like been here. We've done our shit. Like I have deliberately proven myself, time and time again. Right. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, okay, like I'm fucking good. Like I can go sit in the back and watch a movie at 9 o'clock in the morning. You can't. You just got here. You need to get out there and fucking do work, but they get real comfy real fast, and they talk like we do, like we'll shoot the shit with each other and like we'll say whatever, and even with like the leadership, like chief and our department head and whatnot, like we can talk a certain way that they think they can talk like to us, like, and we're like, no, you don't get to do that yet. I don't know, maybe we're setting a bad example, but they have to figure it out that like you can't just show up day one and be like this.
Yeah, and they've not really had a true underway. It's just I feel like for you, like, you were stationed with this ship like overseas. You went on underways. You crossed the Prime Meridian and the equator. Like you did all the things, right? Like you've been through it all on the ship,
right? So
like, yeah, you get some notoriety. You get some gumption with everyone.
Gumption.
Like, gumption. Yeah, good old fashioned gumption. I don't know. Like, it just seems like, yeah, you're the guy. Like, of course you're the guy. So it is weird that I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see that they would like see how you're acting and try to model, what they do after you. But like, they still have to get all their qualifications, right? Like, don't they still have to do all the shit? Like,
yeah, they still got to get their quals, and they still got to actually fucking do stuff. Like, he came up to me a couple weeks ago, or no, it was when we pulled back in from the last underway. Him and somebody else came up to me and asked me, like, because they forgot how to do one of the most basic things that we do. Right. Fuck, what was it? It was when we swap out programs when we pull out and pull back in, just because like it differentiates different rules for how the system works.
Sure.
And so we like load a new program, and like literally all it is clicking browse on a program and then like clicking the file that you want,
Okay.
Like it's that easy. But there's two files that you can pick from. And he comes up and he's like, "Hey, do you remember like which file you pick?" And I like walk over to it and I'm like, "How do you not fucking know what file to click?"
Yeah.
Like this is like day one shit. Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I suppose. This is a Stray Kids podcast. We'll talk about Stray Kids. Yeah. I guess it's not like, we didn't do anything tonight. So this evening we watched Midnight Amusement Park 1 and 2. That's SKZ Code 16 and 17. And it was pretty good. It was all about the boys. They'd been prepping, they'd been working really hard for the Ordinary comeback. So they decide that they need to relax a little bit. You know, they need to actually get some relaxation going. And they have a bunch of headbands, I don't know, with like animal ears on them, sort of. That's not even true, because like one of those was like the tiger one.
It's a headband.
It didn't have. It's a headband.
A hairband would be like for fixing your hair.
Right, but like anyway, it's basically the same. Yeah, it had tiger paws. It did not have ears. It was paws. And I was like, those aren't ears. But the rabbit ears, had ears, and the puppy ears had ears, but the tiger had paws. So they just had paws on their head. I guess that's fine. It's cute. I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they split into groups, and then they just kind of decided amongst themselves like what groups they would be in. I found that interesting because, in years past, we've been watching all of these different things with them, and it's like it seems to me that the staff would have had a game or something to like get them to like pick their team or whatever. But since it happened organically, they probably just rolled with it. They're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. It's fine. The duckheads, yeah, hysterical. The duckheads were pretty good too. I guess that's different. Not actually ears, duck heads. And actually they did separate that way because it was tiger hands and duck heads against puppy ears and rabbit ears. So whatever. So they all got Fitbits, was it bear ears? Excuse me? I thought it was a puppy. They repeatedly said puppy.
Or were they just calling him puppy?
I don't know. They were like, of course someone went for the dog ears because he's the dog. Like, I don't know. They do look like teddy bear ears. All right. Well, anyway.
Whatever.
They all used a Fitbit, and I didn't know that Fitbit had the ability to do this, but it measured their stress levels.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what magic algorithm they're using to calculate that, but they calculated everyone's on each team what their stress level currently was, and the idea was they're going to go do a big thing and try and reduce their stress, and then check them again at the end of it and see what their stress levels are. And the team that has the lowest stress, has reduced their stress the most, would be the victor. Right? It's going to be a big old challenge.
Yeah.
And to do that, they decide to go to Latte World, or Latte World. I'm gonna say Latte World because it makes me think that it's like a carnival for coffee, and I like that. Yeah. Lotte, is it Lotte? Yeah, probably. Whatever. Lotte. I looked into it because while we were watching it, people were asking like, is this the first time that they went since the 9th? Because they did go during the 9th and rode some rides. And I was like, I'm not sure if this is the same place that they went in Finding Stray Kids season 1 for Running Man. But I thought, yeah, it looks similar enough. And so while we were watching, I pulled up the first episode on my phone and went to the part where Changbin gets to peek at the map of the amusement park to see where all the items are going to be. And I paused it and then went and found a map, an actual official map from Latte World, and it's the same map. So I was like, it's the same place. This is their third time going there.
Nice.
Yeah. So, it's good. It's good. So I figured it out. All right. 3 times. Also, one of the first music videos that Need You made after their debut or for their debut was also filmed there. So, I know things.
Yeah.
I drink and I know things. I drink Pepsi Zero now, and I know things. I started drinking Pepsi Zero because of Andy. Yeah, because I'm apparently easily influenced by influencers on Twitch. It's a delicious beverage. It's got...
Why?
And it's not that good. All right. Here. It's not good. It's not that good. but I can drink it, and it gives me caffeine with no additional calories. So, like, Jeanette started working as a substitute teacher, which is awesome. But she usually she'll make breakfast for the kids when she's here. And when she wasn't working. And so she would make breakfast for me too, because she was making breakfast anyway. And I'm like, all right, breakfast, you know? And she would make coffee because not only did I want coffee, but she wanted coffee, right? And when she's not here, I'm just like, I don't need to put in that effort. I'm just gonna I'll just drink a fucking Pepsi, like, because I'm not making coffee for her. Like tonight, right? I made tea before we started, and I made us both tea. Because she's here. But if she's not here and I'm not here, or I, I'm not going to have her, helping me by making coffee, then I'm just like, well, fuck it. I'll just drink a Pepsi for 0 calories, but get my caffeine fix. So it's really, I don't know. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, that's where that all comes from. That's why I drink it now.
All right.
Yeah. You know me, I care about the utility. More than the flavor. Like, right. I eat to consume calories, not right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I want as little calorie as possible. However, I want flavor. I want the experience.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so they got to the amusement park. Hey, amusement park. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, like, I enjoyed this whole thing. It was fun to see the first. They got missions. They had missions where they were like trying to trick each other into saying certain key phrases. Lino won first because his was to get someone to tell him to be quiet, and he just started screaming everything he said, and everybody told him to be quiet, so he just he didn't need to do anything for the rest of the time, basically. Like, he already won, which is good. But they went to first stop was going to the roller coaster, Atlantis. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I forgot that. Yeah, Jeanette's just reminding me that before they left to go and actually be at the amusement park, Changbin kept trying to ask his phone. He was like, Bixby, do this.
Yeah.
And every time that he would say Bixby, like, Sungmin would be like, erase my phone. Or and then we had Hyunjin being like, reset to factory settings. And like, it would ask for him to enter his like passcode or whatever, or use like, I guess a fingerprint to unlock it to like actually do the command. But yeah, it was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know what the fuck Bixby is. I've never heard of that.
It's like Android's Siri.
Android's like assistant thing. Yeah. I mean, like, I use an Apple iPhone, of course. So yeah, I know
Bixby. So the first time that I had seen it or heard of it was when I got my Note 10 Plus. And it was like Bixby, like all everywhere, and I was like, I don't fucking care. I don't know. I'm a manual kind of person. I don't like being like, hey phone, do this. Like, I prefer to just pick up my phone and fucking do it. So I turned everything Bixby off immediately. But every now and then I'll like see it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I'm never gonna use it.
We use Siri quite a bit because like we have some like smart light bulbs in the house, and so I'll just, and even like we have a smart plug for our Christmas tree, and so I'm just like, hey, turn the Christmas tree on, turn it off. Like if I forget to turn off the light in the office, I can just from my bed just be like, hey, do the thing, and it'll just do it for me.
Right.
So I don't know. There's like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. I'm just used to it because of that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But mine would not erase my phone, nor did it erase Changbin's. But that didn't stop everyone from being like, "Whoa!" Like the look on Bangchan's face was so funny. Like he was like, "Huh? You what? You tried to do that?" And I'm just like, "Okay, all right, Bangchan.
How dare you?
How dare you? Oh my!" They played a game when they were doing the roller coaster where I should point this out. Felix, you probably noticed, Felix did not participate in any of the rides.
Right.
This was he injured his back and was injured during the comeback for Ordinary, and so he was injured at this time and was not going to participate in all the rides and stuff. So instead they made him do the emceeing so that he was like kind of like the guy like going along with them, and he still had fun, but yeah, it was tough. But they basically made it so the first group gets into the roller coaster. They have to look at Felix, observe him, and then after they leave, they change a couple of things about like his outfit or where his phone is or whatever, and then when they come back, they have to like call out what it was. And the first group got 2 things right, but they missed that there was like a little like chicken or stuffy or something that was like hanging out of his bag, and they tucked it into his bag, so they missed it. Sorry.
Yep.
But they got his ring. I thought that was good because they swapped his rings from one hand to the other. That was cool.
That's great. I mean, so that was I don't know. I don't
impressive.
Think
I wouldn't have noticed that. Yeah, hell no. There's no way I would have done that. Yeah. Lino said that he was just going to take off all of Felix's clothes and figure out what was different, which was, and then Ian was like, oh yeah, that would be good. And then everyone's like, wait, what did you just lean into that joke? Like, baby bread. What? Whoa, toasty. Whoa, too toasty. Yeah. Even better. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. It was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell Ian is growing up around these men. It's so good. Yeah. The first group I felt like was fun. Lino had definitely had his Lee bit covering his face for a little bit, because they're like, that's a face you can't show for an idol. Like that's not okay. And then, but I think for the most part they did fine. Han was a little scared, but I think they did fine. The other group, however, had Chungbin in it, and Chungbin was like, I'm not gonna scream. I'm gonna be fine, and I'm not gonna scream at all. Which like Bangchan didn't. Like he held it and did not scream.
Right.
But Changbin's like, yeah, I'm not gonna scream, and they're like, yeah, he's gonna scream 5 seconds in, and then like even the staff like did him dirty, put it on the screen, like counting up 1 second, 2 second, and then he screams, and they're like, it didn't even take 5 seconds, and I'm like, come on, like be nice to our man. God, that's so mean, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they're having fun. Yeah, they were funny, and like by the time that he got back, he had like tears streaming down his face, and like, look, I want to be fair. I want to be extra fair to Changbin about this, because like I can imagine that if you're screaming and your eyes are wide open while you're going through a roller coaster, you're going to get a lot of air hitting your eyes, and that's going to cause tears, okay? I don't think he was crying because he was scared, although that's what everybody said. I think he just had cold air rushing onto his eyes, and he couldn't close them because he was going too fast, and it just ended in tears. I think that's all that would happen there. Mm-hmm. So, like, I want to be more fair to him than they were, but maybe that's just me. It's not like his, because like his eyes weren't like puffy. He wasn't like crying or sobbing or anything. It was just tears, which like, if you're playing like a really intense game that has like a lot of action, sometimes I just don't blink while I'm doing that. Yeah. And like literally Jeanette will see like I'll just have like tears coming down my cheeks, just like, because it's just like, what's happening? So I don't know. It's just... But it was fun. They did not do as well on the guessing game, although they did get that they like tied a knot in the hoodie string, and I was like, wow, like I would have never noticed it. But they got that, but they lost that challenge. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I liked this whole thing. The next thing they did was the pirate ship that would swing back and forth, like the big pirate ship swing, and they also mounted little microphones on there that would were decibel meters, and they said, okay, well, whichever team has the loudest scream would win. And we all know it basically came down to Changbin versus Lino. I mean. Nobody else. I feel like a couple of people tried, but like Han, like he was originally like having fun getting into the ride, and then was just like, nope, it's too high now, and then couldn't concentrate.
Which I just don't get. I mean, we talked about it a while. Like, yeah, I'm just like, that's the least scary ride I feel like at a theme park, aside from like the teacups.
Well, okay. The thing about the ride that they have also is that it doesn't go upside down. Because there's a roof there, it just goes kind of high up on one side and then the other.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I feel like at like Astro World and stuff here, or Six Flags, they have them and they go completely upside down. And I remember it when I was that high school, middle school? I think middle school. We went to SeaWorld and they had one there, and like, I overheard like the operator being like, yeah, I don't go on this ride because of all the rides, this one like has the most like people's wallets falling out and like they just like lose their wallet because they're upside down and stuff just falls out of your pockets. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But if it didn't go all the way around, probably wouldn't happen. So there you go.
Yeah, but like, I get that, but at the same time, I'm also the kind of person that's like, you can watch it. You can watch what the ride does before you get on it. And like, I don't know, do a little bit of thinking beforehand and be like, oh, I should secure my goods so that when I'm upside down, they don't fall out of my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Put your wallet into your cargo short pockets that zip, like everybody has cargo shorts, right?
Yeah. Put it into your fanny pack.
Yeah, put it in your fanny pack.
Yeah.
It's so real. Yeah, it's so good. I missed it. So we'll finish this, but I did apparently get them out of order. I thought that the bumper cars came after this, but whatever. So they made a lot of noise. So Lino screamed the loudest, so they won. But between him screaming at the start of it and then right at the end, he just left his body. He like zoned out. They had to cover his face. They showed his neck, and like the editors were like, his neck is getting really red. Like he was clearly not okay.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it. So the next thing we'll talk about is that they went on bumper cars. And they were bumping the shit out of each other. Like instantly. We're just like bam bam, like just slamming into each other. Lino was being particularly ruthless as he's wont to do. And then they finally got announced that there was going to be a competition. And the competition is they are going to put lipstick on, and whoever has the best lipstick at the end, they will win that round. And they start going. Everybody's got lipstick. They're putting it on. It's chaos, bumping into each other. I didn't feel like they were all being way too careful, right? Because maybe it was just that the time limit was too long, because they were all able to most of the time pull away the lipstick before they got hit. Just trying to do a little bit and then move it away, all that kind of stuff. And so I think a lot of people like skated by because of that. But Han committed to the bit, and he got hit while applying his lipstick, and it fucking went all just right across his cheek a little bit. It was perfect. That's what everyone should have looked like at the end of that. So it was really good. But I don't know,
Yeah.
But Lino won this one as well, and they were judged by their makeup artist. So Lino won that. He did great. I mean, my man is winning at life right now. I mean, he's just doing everything.
He did very good.
He did really good. Yeah. Yeah, he did awesome. And then they had did they eat before they hit the arcade? Now I'm going to be questioning my own recollection of events. They got to eat some food, and they didn't know what were in the boxes, but they had like abbreviations of what they could be.
Yeah.
And the team that won the contest for being the loudest on the boat got to choose which 4 items they wanted, and they picked all the ones that they thought had the meat in them and left the rest, and turned out to be basically right. I mean, they had smoked salmon, they had pork belly, which I think is disgusting. I've tried it multiple times. It just, it doesn't work for me. It's too much fat. And then so they got all the meat. They had like a shrimp tortilla wrap thing. They got all the meat. The other team got some skewers and some fruit, and they were not feeling it. They were like, this sucks. But it was, they did all right, And then they went to go play some arcade games and do some karaoke and try and win some prizes. And then as they left, Bang-chan looked like a dad, just being like, "Yep, time to get out of here, mosey on out."
Yeah,
it was great. I mean, it was just a lot of fun to see them having fun. They did have to circle back then and then go, okay, right. This was all about lowering our stress levels. And so they have to take everyone's stress reading again. They go through, and Bang-chan's stress level has increased by like 47 points.
Yeah.
And everyone goes like, yeah, that's what being a leader will do. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, these boys cause chaos. It was good. So all in all, great episodes of SKZ Code. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Jeanette wants to know, would going to an amusement park reduce your stress, Tom?
Probably.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah. It would.
Okay, it depends, right? There are some conditions. If I'm going by myself, if I would never go by myself, so
right, just right. Count that out completely.
If I'm going with someone that wants to do everything I want to do, oh my god, we would have a blast, right? But if I'm going with somebody where I constantly have to be like, no, come on, like it'll be fun, like come on. It won't be fun. It will stress me, I think. So.
We will never go together.
Yeah.
No, I think my stress levels would spike. I don't particularly like going on
there's Anna,
roller coasters, and so it's hard for me. Yeah. So yeah. And there was like a short period where I decided like I'll just try to enjoy it, and basically like I went to Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. This was like I want to say I was a freshman in college maybe when I went, maybe a sophomore, but I went to California, went to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and I was nervous. I mean, I was nervous because I hadn't been on a roller coaster in a long time. And when I was in high school and younger, like I just did not have any interest in it. It like freaked me out, whatever. And I thought, okay, if I just do the first one, then I'll be able to have fun for the rest of the day. And so I just sucked it up and did like the first big roller coaster, which was, I think, a Batman one where your feet hang down. And after about halfway through the ride, I stopped being nervous and anxious and started having fun. And I was right about that like for the rest of the day, I was having a good time. We went on like every roller coaster. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I did this I went on this roller coaster, and I don't remember what it's called anymore. And it was like an old school, like lap roller, like lap bar roller coaster. And it had a loop that goes upside down. And as we went through the loop and went upside down, my legs hit the bar, and I felt as if I was slipping out of the seat. Mm-hmm. And that freaked me the fuck out. And so, like, I really have not. I mean, I have gone on another roller coaster. You were there because we rode the New York roller coaster in Las Vegas. And it was fun. We had a good time. But when I think about wanting to go on a roller coaster, like, the anxiety is immediately back again.
Right.
So if we went, I think I could probably ride the first one, and I would never do a lap belt one again. Shoulder straps, complete, like, chest strap, fine, I'm good. But I'm never gonna do an old school one like that again. That fucked me up. Yeah. So anyway, I didn't die, and we're here, unless I'm dead, unless I'm a ghost. What if that's what's happening? Is this what the afterlife is? Let's not think about it.
It's possible.
I know. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Anyway, So SKZ Code, pretty good. Like SKZ Code. And the cool thing is, there is so much music that happens between now and the next album that we actually get to hear new music every time we record an episode until the next album. So I think it's time that we listen to a song that Felix had a featured part on. Gonna be good. It's one of the members of Twice, who you've heard before, like they did the song Likey, which we've used a clip of before. And they are good. I enjoy them quite a bit.
Good guy.
They are, well, they're girls, so I don't. Anyway, but Neon is one of the members from Twice, and she's great. She did her. It's like her first solo album, I believe. And it's really good, but like the actual title track of her like solo album is like pretty good. It's called Pop, right? Pop. But if I'm honest, the one I've listened to the most is the one that has Felix on it, and not even trying to be like, oh well, yeah, it's got Felix, so that's the one. I just think it's a better song. Like, I think that her parts are better. I think it's just a better song. So, sorry. It's not that Pop is bad. I think Pop is a fine song. But No Problem, which is the name of the song, No Problem by Neon, featuring Felix of Stray Kids, is so good. I love it. It's cute. It's great. And so we're going to listen to it. Ain't no problem for love tonight. Come and ride with me. We can dance tonight. Yeah. Under the stars tonight. Yeah, you outshine brighter than neon lights. Spaced out, no, we don't play. For your love, yeah, I will pray. Oh, God. Me and you, that's 1+1. Woo. Me and you, no, ain't nobody better. Come on. All right. That is No Problem by Neon, featuring Stray... I can't talk. Featuring Felix of Stray Kids. Lyrics, color-coded lyrics. Tom, what'd you think of that?
It's good. It was like, I don't know, it's kind of jarring when Felix comes in because it's like a really, it's just a very drastic pitch change.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's so cute. I think it's an adorable song. I love, and it's all in English, right? So like, you can enjoy it no matter who you are. And it's like,
also, watching this video, it might not be so bad, like just listening to it, but looking at the video, which isn't really too much, but you got the picture of Felix, and like JR said, like that voice does sultry. Not belong to that face.
No, for real,
so I'm like looking at that face, and even though I know it's Felix and I know what he sounds like, I'm not. I wasn't expecting it. I was just like, oh, very deep.
Yeah. There's also like. I gotta say, like, I listened to episode 76 today, right? That's the one that just recently came out. Mm-hmm. And in it, like, we listened to a few songs that were on one of these lyric videos, And after we listened to it, I was like, yeah, this person sang this part. And I was like, wrong, because I was just like, yeah, whatever the video said, that was right. Even though in my brain, I knew that was wrong. And so like, I kept getting things wrong. And I noticed like in the middle of this song, and I'm going to try and find it, there's like a moment where there's like a sound effect that's like, and it like shows Felix's portrait lit up for a second. I'm like, that's not a word. What do you mean? Was Felix? Are you saying Felix was the sound effect? Like, did he do that? Was he like what is that? I don't know. I don't know. That was it. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think this thing was a mistake. But I was just like, wait, excuse me, what's happening? But yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's cute. I love Felix's part is good. He's got like, it's like ad lib after ad lib. Woo! Like after everything. He's just like, It just seems like they had so much fun making it. And I can't help but smile while I listen to it. So like, I don't know. When it came out, there were as was said in the chat, like onces didn't like it, but then it became like the most streamed song on the album.
Yeah.
And then, but I also remember seeing like Stays being mad because they were like, Felix's part was so small. And I'm like, yeah, like he's featured on it. He gets like one verse, like one little part, and that's it. That's like, it's her song. Like, of course he's not on the whole thing. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm the wrong one, but I'm just saying, like, come on.
No,
guys.
I agree.
Like,
yeah.
I got to tell you, something happened today that I saw on TikTok, on like Stay TikTok, and I was disgusted by it. Like, it literally made me feel disgust. And I was like, oh no, I cannot believe this happened. So there's this thing that happens where if you buy like 500 albums, if you buy a lot of albums, they do promotion periods where you can do a phone call with them or like a video call. But people who do like group orders and order like 200 to 500 albums will always get like the phone calls. And so they are always like, Stray Kids members see the same people all the fucking time, which in general, I think is shitty. I think that's a bad thing. And it's only going to make them, like the people who get the calls, like delusional, because the members remember them because they are always the ones who get the video calls.
Yeah.
But on a video call that one of these Stays did, they asked Hyunjin to call her. She asked Hyunjin to call her mommy.
Oh.
And he didn't understand at first. And he was like, Mom, I don't understand. And then like she like repeats it, and it was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen. He played it off, I think, fairly well, of going like, it was like mom, and she's like, yeah. And then he's like, but that would make me like your son. And it was just so weird. And like, so like, it's like, there was that. And like, it's funny because I had seen like a few posts from like people that I'm like mutuals with, posting about it, being like, hey, if you're a Stay and you get a video call, don't fucking do this cringe shit. Like, please, like, do not do this. They are human beings. Stop. Don't do that. That's bad. Like, do not. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. But however, I have not seen the clip. I saw the reaction before I saw the clip. And when I tell you, like, I knew that what was happening in the clip before I saw the clip. And then I saw it and I was like, this is disgusting. It literally grosses me out. Like, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. So yeah. So you know what? If you get a fan call, don't be like that person, because not only are you making the idol that you like super uncomfortable, but all of Stay is now against you. Like, I don't know. It's bad. It's so bad. Yeah. If you have the ability, do not watch it. But like, I haven't been able to like avoid that. So yeah.
Yeah.
If we ever get a fan call, I just, I would just be like, I don't know how to do it, but I'd be like, so there's this podcast.
Just like, oh man, it's great. Have you guys heard of this podcast where they talk about you guys?
Yeah,
just like that.
the thing is, like, I've thought about this, like, you know, like sometimes you just like have these thoughts, and I'm like, if I had a video call, I feel like I would have to tell them, like, I have this podcast, I talk about stray kids, it's like my deal, right? Like it's like what we do for fun. But like, you get to talk to all 8 members. It's not just one. So do I have to tell all of them? Do I have to go down the line and be like, so I have the, yes, I have this, yes, yeah, I
probably just
like, yeah, probably just, yeah, I think you're right. That's probably what I would do. Maybe Felix. Yeah. Oh, Jeanette's asking, and I did say that I wanted to be reminded of this. I had mentioned that that I was supposed to talk about a TikTok that made me feel like a boomer.
Oh yeah.
And I can say this, right? Although I will tell you that I don't remember the person it was about because I never knew them. But I was on TikTok, you know, just scrolling instead of making TikToks. And I saw like all of these stays like talking about like this guy mentioned that he is a stay and that he has Felix tattooed on him, and I was like, I don't know who that person is. And I just, it kept it like I would like scroll, and like stay after stay after stay on TikTok was like, this guy, I want to say his name was CJ something or other, JC, I don't, maybe Jesus Christ, could be. I don't know, man.
Jesus Christ is a stay?
Well, naturally. I just had no idea who this person was, and then I googled it, and it's like he's some YouTuber, just like some YouTube guy that I've never heard of, and I was like, oh shit, we've found the age gap. Like, yeah, I have no idea. That's the guy. I don't know who that is. I don't know his name. I have
no idea who that is.
I've never seen him. JC Kalen. Mm-hmm. If you say so, that's a person apparently. He seemed nice enough, sure, you know, but I've never heard of him. I don't know anything about him. But I was just like, oh shit, like I don't, you know,
he looks like a young like, Jack Black.
I think that's a compliment. I think that's a wonderful compliment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw the clip, like somebody like
never heard of Jack Black. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, no. Unless
I don't know. It's just
heard of Jack Black.
Yeah, I don't know who this person is, and I've never followed a YouTube house. I don't know anything, so I was just like, oh, okay, like I'm so fucking old, sitting here, old man Phil, googling like, who is YouTuber? What are these kids talking about? So yeah, I don't know. I just yeah, it's real cool. I felt so cool in that moment where I had to Google who this YouTuber was. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, there's not much story there, but I felt really old. Because, you know, like I've been on the internet since the internet started, because like my dad was a programmer in the 80s and 90s and on into now. And so like we had like a modem and internet access from the beginning, like since it was like MUDs and dial-up and everything. So like even when people my age didn't have the internet, I had access to the internet, and like so I always feel like I have my fingers on the pulse of things, but I've clearly lost that somewhere along the way. And I think it's not on me. I think it's that the internet was huge, like, or is huge now, and it's just like there's so much more content out there, so you know, whatever. But hey, look, if he's a stay,
like not exclusive to like internet celebrities, there are like I don't know why I feel weird saying this, but actual celebrities, you know, like from film and TV and stuff like that I don't know about. Or music is a big one. Like people will talk about these artists and I'm like, I have no idea who that is. Are they?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Like what's that guy's name? Oh yeah, Harry Styles. Like I kept seeing a bunch of TikToks for Harry Styles, and I was like, I don't know who this is. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay, he's from One Direction. no wonder I don't know who he is. I never listened to One Direction.
I've never heard a One Direction song or a Harry Styles song. I have no idea. I know that he exists. I know him as a celebrity, and I've seen him in some outfits being very kind to people at his concerts. I've seen like a lot of clips show up of like him like helping somebody who's having like a panic attack or needed some water or whatever. He'll stop the whole show and help somebody, and I think that's great. Like, but other than that, I'm like, I've never listened to the music, so but it's not for me, and that's fine. That's okay. I think that's okay. But
I saw those TikToks and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. So I must be old. Yep. Which is fine. I mean, there's probably other artists out there that are like super popular and super big, and I'll never know about them. One Direction, I don't know. One Direction was avoidable though, because I heard of One Direction, but I never, I don't think I've ever listened to a One Direction song.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever listened to a One Direction song. Jeanette's going to come in and correct me because we worked at Best Buy together, and she's going to be like, no, this song played on loop at Best Buy, but I don't remember.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
It's impossible. All right.
I would probably. I don't listen to the radio, so
so I'll say the only way that I could possibly know for sure if I've never heard a One Direction song would be to hear a One Direction song. So we're not going to challenge this. We're not testing this. We'll just move on. Play some Stray Kids for me, and
I'm going to.
It'll be fine
because it was requested earlier, and I was actually questioning it myself. Because we had talked about we covered Christmas, but there was a performance that Bangchan and Seungmin did of Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas."
No, I don't want it. I'm not gonna listen to it.
And we had this whole conversation about how you hate that song.
Yeah. All I Want for Christmas is for Mariah Carey to shut the fuck up. Is that acceptable?
Well, it is acceptable. It's really good. So the thing about it, right, is that they just have a small part. It's like a big group performance. It's not Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I know. But I've heard this song too many times recently. I feel like it's gonna not make me happy. All
right.
Do what that one woman says. It does not bring me joy.
It does not bring you joy, so let it go.
Bennett.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Give it away. Give it away. All right. I will not force you to listen to this, even though I love it, but we will watch it when we're done recording, and you don't have to watch it, and that's fine, because I think everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah.
However, what I do want to tell you is that Bangchan was not supposed to be the one to perform it with Seungmin. I think it was supposed to be, was it Lino that was going to perform it with him, or Han? But they had to back out at like the last second. Han, yeah. He had to back out at the last second, and Bangchan learned it in like 30 minutes backstage, and then went out and performed it and fucking killed it. And it's beautiful. Like, he does an amazing job. So yeah, incredible. So if maybe next year when it's not Christmas time and you're not being inundated with it, we can be like, here you go.
Sure. Yeah.
Everybody's saying that's the zombie performance, but I thought it was this one. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a story.
It's just a story about how amazing Bangchan is, and it doesn't matter.
Is amazing.
It doesn't matter the song or the context. If that happened at any point, it's still impressive and good for him.
Yeah, he's amazing. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm just wrong. Everyone tells me I'm wrong, so they're saying it's a zombie by day 6, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But maybe I'm wrong.
Look, you could tell me anything, and it's not like I'm gonna go fact check you. So just go for it. Just lie to me.
Okay, so Bangchan, actually, he's JYP is not actually the head of JYP Entertainment anymore, and Bangchan took over 3 years ago, and nobody knows that, and he's actually JYP's son, and he was just surrogate gifted to Australia, and that's why Stray Kids is awesome.
I see. This makes sense.
I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to be back on the next episode. We're going to be watching more SKZ Code. I think we're going to be looking at the Japanese comeback that happened this year, which is awesome. It's only a few songs, as the Japanese comebacks usually are, but it's going to be awesome because they're great. And it's going to be good. So if you want to follow along, if you want to listen live, go to makeastay.com. You can join us on Discord, and you can find all our links to our podcast. You can subscribe. You can give us 5-star reviews everywhere. You can follow us on TikTok. And Tom's cool. Tom, how you doing?
I'm good.
I was like on a roll there for a minute, and I was just like, I don't know where to go next.
Then I found $5.
Yeah, that's true. It would be nice if I found $5.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're like, whoa, what is this? I've never heard of this before. That's weird. But if you go to makeastay.com, you can check out all of our links. We have a link to Discord. We have a link to a store where we have a bunch of different products that Jeanette has done wonderful art for. We have a Patreon that you can go subscribe to if you want to listen to episodes early, or if you just want to be a regular listener and listen to the episodes as they come out every week. You can do that, and we love you.
We love you. That was a wonderful plug, Tom. Thank you. Yeah. You're a good guy.
You're doing it to yourself.
I know. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good guy, everyone. Good guy. Good guy.
Bye-bye.